Hi everyone, thank you so much for being with me today. Now today I'm going to attempt to do a wave. I recently saw a video that Molly from Molly's Artistry did with a purple, silver, black and white colour combination, and it was out of this world. It was fantastic. So I'm going to try and give that a go today. I've done some waves previously. Molly's been a big inspiration of mine. So I've already tried some waves in different colours throughout the last, 18 months. My technique has improved. I couldn't always get the crest right, but let's see if I can do it right this time. I've done some previous pieces that I just quickly share with you. So I've done this green one. I did like a colour series, and I did an orange and red one. I've done a purple one before on a black background, and I've done a multicoloured one. That was a commission, and that was really popular. But let's try the colour combination that Molly did. So Molly, this one is for you. Let's see what we can create. Okay, so I have been asked whether I do anything with the backs of my canvases, and I do sometimes tape off the back, especially if it's a commission piece. It's just so that the back looks a lot tidier than normal. So on this occasion, I am going to tape off the back. Thank you so much for everyone that has reached out to me and asked me those kind of questions. It's great that you're here enjoying this journey with me. It really does mean a lot. Okay, so today I'm working on a 20 by 24 deep edge canvas. You've seen me prepare the back of the canvas, and what I like to do, especially with the waves, is I paint the sides as well. Just so when I'm blowing all the paint over the sides, I don't need to worry too much about the gaps that the paint might not fill. So I'm going to do the silver colour just here, and then I'm going to layer the purples, the black and the white in a wave motion, and then I'm going to blow that paint out and see if I can get the wave effect. So let's go. Okay, so let's do this. So this is the silver that I've mixed up first. I really hope I've got enough of the silver. Yeah, I think it'll stretch out enough. It's not a huge space that I need to cover with it, but just a little bit more. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so just get my blower, and I'm going to blow the silver out over the space that I need to cover. I have to make sure that I don't get that wire stuck on the edge of the canvas. Last time I ended up covered in paint. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know, you have to be careful when you're doing these things. So yeah, I'm just stretching out the silver paint. I'm noticing a few lumps in that paint, so I hope it's not going to be too bad. I think I'm gonna have to dig those out because I can't bear those lumps. I like a nice smooth surface. So just stretching that paint out over the canvas. As I said, I'm not too worried about the sides because I'm going to touch them up afterwards. But I do just need to go in and dig out some of the lumps. There's a lot more there than what I was expecting. So I'm just going through now and removing any visible lumps, because as that paint dries and becomes flatter, I don't want particles of the paint. I don't want the lumps from the paint to still be there, because that's going to ruin that space. So I'm just going to blow a little bit more over to try and get that kind of consistency to fill in those gaps that I've created by poking the canvas. I kind of, you know, when do you stop? I kind of think I just want it to be perfect. I've got to do Molly proud, right? So yeah, I'm just going to cover these edges, make sure that they're covered. I'll touch them up afterwards if they're not fully covered. But yeah, okay, so I think I'm going to layer the paints in a wave motion, make sure that I get the crest in there as well. And yeah, let's start layering these paints. Okay, so I'm gonna use the purples, a black, a white. I'm layering them in a wave motion, and it's just knowing that I'm layering enough paint on the canvas to make sure that it covers well. Some of the paints are opaque, so I do know that I'm gonna get that coverage. Some are transparent, so I'm trying to ensure that I get the mixtures in a good order, because I don't want any gaps on the canvas itself. I've noticed that I really do need to fill in this space here with some of the silver, because I don't want to stretch the purple paint out too much in that space, because I'm going to lose the shape of the wave itself. So I'm just going to use my palette knife just to smooth out the silver part within that crest, just to make sure it's covered, because I don't want to mess this up. I've not done a wave in so long, actually, and I feel like you kind of, if you don't do them often enough, you might lose the technique. But it's going well at the moment. I do really like these colours. I do like all the different shades of purple, and don't forget, if there's a shade that you really want, you know, a darker shade or even a lighter shade, it's really easy to mix your own colours as well. Obviously, just adding a little bit of white as an example into a darker purple will create a lighter purple. So it's always good to have fun and experiment. I'm kind of at that point myself at the moment. If there's a shade that I'm looking for and I can't find it, I'll get all my colours out and just do a bit of experimentation and see what colours I can create myself. So that's part of the fun. Okay, so as I'm layering these paints, I'm trying to distinguish the light and the dark colours. That's what's going to create the depth when I'm blowing out. I don't want great big blocks of colour in one place. I want all different colours to kind of merge in together. I'm just adding some white in now. I actually really quite like how this is turning out as it is. I wonder what it would look like if I just left it and I didn't bother blowing it out. There's obviously too much paint on the canvas for me to be able to do that, but you know, maybe I'm going to try that one day. Okay, so that's the white. So now I'm going to just go through with the black. Again, this is going to help add the depth. When I'm blowing out, those paints are going to kind of like merge and help with that depth of the wave. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. As I said, this one's for Molly, so I want to do her proud. Okay, so I think that's most of my paints used. Yes, I think I'm just going to add a little bit more of the silver, just going through the wave there. Okay, I think I only just made enough. Okay, let's blow this out. Okay, so I have, for the purposes of this video, sped up the video, so one, you don't get too bored, but two, so you can still see what I'm doing. Now, I've used the blower for the majority of this wave, and I do need to have a little bit of a fiddle just to get the perspective right. There are certain things on the wave that I wanted to get rid of, so there are areas of the wave where there is just far too much paint still on the canvas, so you'll see me blowing those off the sides, and I just want to get that line between the silver and the purple right. I just want to make sure that the edge is right. There's no harm in using my finger just to get that right edge. Yeah, I think that's good. I just want to get the right kind of shape. I'm going to use my torch to blow some of the air bubbles out. But you'll see that I'm removing some of the paint in that location with a paper towel. Again, you know, it is only paint, and just to get the right kind of design, it's okay to take some of the paint off and move some of the paint, not just with the blower, but also with the palette knife. You know, this is a piece I want to be proud of, and I just want to make sure that I've got the consistency right, the proportions right, the perspective right. So there's a few air bubbles on there which I'm blowing out now with my torch, and yeah, I'm proud of this, and I really hope you like it too. Okay, so it's close-up time of the wet version. So let me take you in for a closer look. I love, love, love these colours. What a great combination. There's some cells in there as well. I just love, look at that deep violet. I really love that colour. Not sure how the silver's going to turn out yet. Let's wait and see what the dried version looks like. But you'll see that I've managed to get the crest just right by using my fingers. Why not? Yeah, I'm really proud of this piece. I hope it dries well. So let me show you the dried version. Okay, so this is the dried version. I love how this has turned out. Just look at those rich colours. Those purples are gorgeous. What do you guys think? I'm really proud of this piece, and that silver background is just perfect. Let me know what you think. I hope you all have a good week, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.